The best way to be stealthy in DayZ is to have clothes that match your environment, for example. So if you're gonna be out in the wilderness for a while, you probably want to have something green on, right? You want to maybe not. It doesn't even have to be green. It could just be like passive colors, maybe a little bit of red. So, a ghillie would be obviously the best case scenario, but you can't always achieve a ghillie. They're hard to find. It's understandable. Green clothes are what I go to 95% of the time. If you don't want to be seen in a city, then you don't want to be noticed at all, really. So don't be interacting with zombies. Sneak around a little bit. You'll have time to get out of their way. Add on to the whole woods point a little bit and having green clothing. If you have a suppressed weapon, if you don't even have a gun, say for example you have a crossbow, that would be another great example. You barely hear the crossbow, you know what I mean? So if you can find a weapon like that, and you have camouflage clothing as poor or as great as it is, and you just try to pick somebody off that you've been stalking for the last like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you can do it from concealed positions. So just keep moving around. The great sniper never stays in one spot. So take a shot, move around, flank them, and keep doing it. And if they can't pinpoint where you are, then they can't find you. And you know why they can't pinpoint where you are? Because they can't hear you. And here's another big one. If they can't see you, so if you're staying out of view, if you're wearing camouflage clothing to blend in with your environment, you're not like moving much or anything, then they'll have a harder difficulty seeing you. So if they can't see you and they can't hear you, even if you have a fucking crossbow, if you have a Mark II, for Christ's sake, then you'll probably have the drop on them because you have the advantage there. You see what I mean? You just need to think like that. You might not even need a ranged weapon to pull this shit off. It's just the mindset that you need. You need to be able to adapt. You need to be constantly thinking of opportunities. You need to be doing shit like this all the time, even if it's just as practice to get into the rhythm of doing it. That way, whenever it actually happens for real, you know what the fuck you're doing. I'm gonna try and bait this one. Oh, maybe I don't have to. You can get a lot closer than I thought you could. I'm almost right up behind him, so you don't even have to really interact with them, because if you kill them, people will know you're in town. Anyway, whenever you alert a zombie, I'm just gonna walk around here. Whenever you alert a zombie, you have time to get away, because they will go exactly to the point where they heard you. See, look, whenever they turn their head like that, now he's moving. He's gonna be searching for me, so I need to go hide. Okay, I'm in a building. Now, I can just wait for him to walk away, right? That way I don't kill the zombie. The zombie isn't alerted and stands directly outside the building. And then, in an aggroed fashion, that way people know somebody's here. Actually, the better way to do this would have been not to go into a building, but it was like the closest thing. Just try and sneak away as best you can. Okay, and there you go. I have something between me and him, so I don't. He can't see me. He might be able to hear me, but I'm sneaking around. I'm crouching, so he won't be able to, right? Okay, I alerted that one. So if it does happen, just wait, I don't know, maybe a good minute or so at best. Or if you absolutely positively have to take out a zombie, maybe just bring them inside, bring them someplace out of view, and do it that way. That way it's not literally out in the main road. Actually, it might have just went away. Yeah, he already... Wow, that was fast. That was like 30 seconds. Okay. Actually, let's not even. Let's just leave him in here. So when you're looking around and you might notice somebody nearby... Well, here we go. A dead player, some zombies. The main thing here is that player's been there a while because there's been flies. So this person may or may not be around. Now, if you see a zombie aggroed, and you know you didn't do it, then you have a strong case right there for somebody being in town, right? If you're thinking that somebody might be around you, and you want to stay somewhere, for example, I want to stay on the 3rd floor of this police station, I could bring in some zombies on the lower rooms of this building and just have them there. That way, if somebody comes in, they'll have to fight the zombies. The zombies will be alerted, and I know that they're down there, so I don't necessarily have to go down to the lower levels after I've already looted it. I can just bring them in, close the door on the second or third floor, and don't even have to be around them. It works as a great alarm system. Now, if you want to talk to me about suppressed guns, the bottle suppressor works for like 3 or 4 shots, depending on your caliber. Maybe more if you're using a handgun, but never for long. The normalized suppressor is the way to go if you need a suppressor. Now, I don't like having to replace the suppressor every time I fire more than 10 shots, which is basically how it happens. Or if you have to engage someone and your suppressor runs out halfway because that's the game we're playing. The best case scenario for me would be a Sporter or a Mark II. Now, because I don't like having 22 be my main caliber, I never pick up the Sporter. So I go for the Mark II. It's easy, you can just whip it out and shoot someone, and it's like you're never there, because it's subsonic, you know? Going to a, you should go to places that are kind of out of the general eye, okay? That might mean trying to get up onto obstacles and whatnot, because if you get up somewhere that a player isn't going to expect you to be, then that makes it so much easier for you. Because nobody expects to see a player on top of a building, usually. At least one not this big. The scaffolding points are a major place to be able to try and scale up. I'm not saying do parkour, but, well, kind of, yeah, I am. Because nobody expects you to be up here. And that way, you can lay down, you can have a good vantage point. Somebody might see you, okay, but nobody's gonna be looking up here. Hide behind the fucking chimney and don't move. The worst part is that you move, because if you move, somebody sees you. If you're cold, somebody might see you shiver. So if you don't move, and say I just want to stake out the military tent, because people always go to the military tent in Electro, then it's right there. I have a gun. If I had ammo, I could just... right here. You kind of want to balance being able to see and being visible. It's kind of hard to do at the same time. This also works well if you're trying to follow someone. If you're trying to follow someone and you might not know where they're going, where they are, getting up to a high spot will help you find them, help you get the lay of the land. Of course, it might make you more of a target yourself, but, well, and a lot of these buildings have the same setup, so once you do it once, you can do it a million times. The absolute best part about this is when players shoot you, because it has happened to me. They can't get to you. They don't know how to get to you, and if they do, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. So a lot of the times, your loot's just going to be left up there, so you can just run back and get it. And it's really not that bad. And now look, I have another great example. These types of long buildings like this that connect to each other are perfect for running away, because if somebody sees me, I don't have to just jump off. I can run away like 20 meters, 30 meters that way, hop off the scaffolding and run that direction. Another good one would be the closing doors. Closing doors 90% of the time let me know that somebody has been there or is there. So if you really want to commit to the whole never been here thing, leave your doors open. Or if you're inside a building, you could probably get away with having the door shut because it's out of view, you know what I mean? But if you're closing every outside door, then you might as well blow smoke out of the chimney at that point, and I'm not even joking, man. The absolute best way to move around would be to make cloth wrappings for your feet. That way, whenever you move, it's the exact same as having no shoes on at all. There's a huge difference. Especially whenever you're sneaking. It has the same exact sound bite as you being barefoot, but you might not get cuts. Or at least as often until it gets ruined. So if you have a few spare clothes you can rip up, I would make some cloth wrappings. You can also be able to hear other players around you if you need to move at the same time. Wow, this already has a car battery in it. That's crazy. If only I had a handheld transceiver. I've never tried sticking a transceiver right next to the speaker like this because I really wanted to. That way, I think The Walking Dead did it. Some zombie show did it. Anyway, to daisy chain the so that you yourself are like a kilometer away or some shit. You're not actually like physically here, so that would be really cool.
Never even got to see her first trash day. Oh, can.
I'd like you to meet Don Merritt.